Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree Buonomo. Hi if you're new here, or hey if you've been here before. So today you might be wondering, if you are watching the title of this video, thinking, this isn't quite my usual content. And you're absolutely correct. Normally I post a lot about books and writing, but this year I decided to start branching out a little bit more into some other lifestyle areas, such as my witchy side of things, as well as some of my exercise. Now normally I do like to include a lot of this in my vlogs, but I decided, since I was doing a month-long yoga challenge, that this deserved its own separate video because of the time and dedication that I put into it. So coming back to the title then, I challenged myself to do a month of yoga. Now this wasn't because I just felt like doing it. Another author tuber here on the platform, Brook Writes, had reached out to a few of us at the end of January and was saying, I really want to try to get more into my exercise routine again. I want to get back on track with things, and I think I'm going to do yoga for a month. Does anyone want to do it with me? So I kind of jokingly said that the only time that I can do this type of thing is when I do challenge myself. And then she was like, well, if you seriously want to, let's try it. So here we are. I made a video on it. Now, the other people that were involved in this little group challenge on Instagram, I don't believe they are doing videos. I could absolutely be wrong, and if I am, I will certainly link their stuff down below. So it was just kind of me, and I just really wanted to do this video just to kind of get my thoughts and kind of share them with you guys, because yoga is not something I've ever done consistently, and it's not something that I've always thought I was good at, mostly because I really don't know if I'm doing moves right, and I don't know if things change as I go through the month, but it's a challenge, so we're gonna try to take it, especially because I want to start building back up my strength and my core strength. I do think yoga is a good place to get that core strength back. So in the month that follows, I am going to be showing you a bit of a montage of just my progress. The particular program that I decided to go with was Yoga with Adriene's YouTube compilation, Breath. So this was a 30-day yoga challenge that she combined to really focus on breath work. And while there's definitely positions and things that we do to challenge ourselves in that, it's mainly focused on how your breathing is supposed to work. So I could have chosen a different path that might give me more of a physical challenge, but we're gonna try this one. And then the goal of this whole month would be that I gain something out of this and maybe pick up a new habit. So without further ado, I am going to roll into all of my beef footage with all of the days that I did this challenge. Enjoy that, and I will come back at the end of the month and recap all of my thoughts. Because my body hurts, my abs hurt, my arms hurt, and wow, I feel good though. I don't know where to go, yeah, my heart, my soul. Hey,
don't wanna fall back down, 'cause I already touched the ground. So please hear me. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't really know what's on, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't know where to go. Yeah, I'm a hopeless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't really know what's on, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't know where to go. Yeah, I'm a hopeless soul.
Hi everyone! It is 1 month later and I completed 30 days of yoga. So here's my quick recap of a month-long yoga journey. So first and foremost, I want to do a quick disclaimer that unfortunately, I didn't do 30 straight days of yoga. But really, this project took place over 33 days instead of just 30 days because I did miss 3 days in the middle of the month. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I intended to do it every single day, but life happens. Honestly, 2 of the days, the reasons that I ended up not doing yoga is because on both of the days that I'm talking about, I slept too late and had to go to work, so I couldn't do it in the morning. And then I was like, oh, no problem. I get done with work at like 3:30. I'll do it when I get home. And then I got distracted, and then I just kept forgetting to do yoga when I forgot it early in the morning. And then by the time I realized that, I'm like, I never did yoga. It was like 10 o'clock at night. My 3rd day that I missed is because I got my COVID vaccine and I was out of commission. Like I couldn't function. I couldn't even like sit up straight most of the day. I was so exhausted and worn down. So for that reason, I completed this challenge over 33 days, but I still did 30 days of yoga. If you remember from the beginning of this video, I did talk about the breath yoga experience with Yoga with Adriene. I will link that playlist down below if you guys are interested. I have done yoga with Adriene in the past, and I do a lot of her videos in general. I really love her style. I love her way of speaking. Sometimes she's a little goofy, but it's kind of nice and refreshing because I feel like that's how I would also teach yoga if I was a yogi. But I really do like her, and I feel like for beginners, she's very accessible, but also can offer a lot to people who have been in the practice for a long time. It was focusing specifically on breath. I believe in the beginning, I talked about how I might not have chosen this one, and I definitely agree that it was probably not a good one to do for a challenge video because it wasn't really like strength based. It wasn't for stretching or like, it was for breathing. That's what it's called, guys. It's called breath. And let me talk about just like the things that I didn't get out of this challenge. It really didn't give me a workout that I wanted. The bad thing about it is some of these videos were so long that I couldn't get another workout in the morning or at the time that I was doing them. So unfortunately, I didn't get that full body workout that I was looking for and that I am trying to obtain. This video could be really good for beginners, I think, that series, but I was looking for a little bit more oomph, and I was looking for something that was going to grow in the oomph as we went on, because I have done some of her other challenges, and that is how some of her challenges go. However, this was all about breathing techniques and how to control your breath and like moving with your breath. So in that way, I learned a lot about breath work that I probably would not have learned because I likely would have skipped this video had I not wanted to challenge myself to 30 days of yoga. So with that being said, I did learn a lot of breath work, and I really liked, like I started actually like throughout the month, I really started moving with my body. So like as I was breathing in, like I was just naturally going with the flow for things, and it felt kind of cool to like realize like in the middle of something, I'm like, oh, she's not even telling me to do this, and I'm just going with it now. It feels so natural to do it. I also think as a therapist, it's really good to do this breath work because I always encourage my clients to do breathing techniques for anxiety, because as much as they are kind of silly and they can be anxiety inducing when you're first starting out, it can really help, because like thinking of panic attacks, when your breath is really short and you have a hard time controlling it, these breathing techniques actually are meant to help you, and it does help. It's just, it takes practice to get there. So I'm kind of glad that I did them because I can understand the frustration for my clients better, as well as encourage them to say that it can work if you keep practicing at it. So that was something I definitely took away from this challenge. Another thing that I took away is my posture. So the one thing about being home and working out that's a downfall is that I don't ever know if I'm doing the techniques completely right. I'm trying to do what I feel is right, but yoga with Adriene really does try to kind of tell you how to do them right by guiding you. So a lot of times she would talk about like, okay, like pretend your belly button is like going towards your back, and like it would straighten up really nicely. And that visual was so good. And I realized that a lot of times when I'm standing up straight, I'm starting to like slouch and kind of like lean back more after I started doing it more often. Like the last 2 weeks, I started catching myself slouching. So I would like suck it back up and be like, no, like we are posturing up here. That I think is something that I will take away, because I do feel better and like more aligned when I'm in a good posture. So I want to keep bringing that into my everyday life, not only in yoga. So overall, I definitely gained a lot of little nuances, but I'm going to be completely transparent. This challenge that I did with this particular set of videos did not really do much for like a whole body transformation in any way. I came into this challenge completely unflexible, and if you did watch my montage, then I'm pretty sure you can still see I am completely inflexible. I cannot bend my body. It frustrates me to no end that I can't do it. And even the little bit of ways that I tried to like push myself a little bit more hurt so bad. Maybe in time, if I keep actually practicing, some of my muscles will loosen, but it is something to say that I have to keep working at this. I didn't get that in 30 days. Like I had no dramatic change for flexibility in 30 days. I need a lot of work. Also, my core strength definitely increased a lot in this challenge, because I definitely was doing a lot of even the chaturangas and like the going down into the cobra. That took a lot of like steady declines and all that kind of stuff. And that was a really push to like kind of make yourself strengthen that core. And I do think I did a little bit. I can definitely see an improvement, especially, you know, now I did 10 burpees today as the day I'm filming this. I did 10 burpees, and I actually did them like pretty like consistently without taking a huge break in between like my last 3. So I feel like core strength wise, I'm getting a little bit there. And overall, I think I just kind of gained a sense of peace over these 30 days. I wasn't pushing myself with extra workouts, even though that's where I want to be in the future. But I do think there was a lot of restorative qualities about yoga and peaceful mindfulness. I did feel really good, and sometimes I had a hard time focusing because of like filming at times where I was like, oh, I have the camera on still, maybe I should turn it off, or maybe I should play at a different point. So like I wish I like took my focus off the camera sometimes, because that's just how my mind works. I see a shiny object and I cling to it. But overall, I actually did gain a peaceful like mindfulness, and I think like if I move forward without filming myself, I can really get down and deep into the yoga practice. And I'm excited to keep pushing myself and challenging myself. I'm excited to see what new videos Adriene's going to put out in the future. I'm also excited to maybe go back and try some of her other challenges. One thing I will do differently is I won't probably do all the longer videos, and I would probably make sure that I'm still doing some of my other exercises. I want to build back up my cardio as well as my strength training. So that means I will have to take days where I am doing my running and my weights. And sometimes I'm not going to be able to fit yoga in there as well. So I'm just going to have to figure out a balance. But this is all to go and say that I really enjoyed this challenge, and I gained some mindfulness, I gained some core strength, and I gained some knowledge about my breathing. So let me know down below what you think of this little video. If this is something that interests you, let me know if you would want more of this type of video in future content. So let me know down below if you do want more of these videos. Let me know what kind of challenge you would like to see from me. And if you are mostly here for the bookish and writing content, but you still watch this video, thanks so much. I hope you stick around. I do post videos mostly about books and writing, but I throw in some nerdy stuff, some witchy stuff, and now some fitness stuff into this content as well. And I'd love to keep providing various types of content in the future. I post videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. I live stream writing here a couple times a month. I live stream gaming over on Twitch on Wednesday nights at 7. And you can find all of my social medias linked linked down below. If you want to support this channel, you can go check out my coffee page. I never promote it, but it's there. And until next time, I will see you then. Bye.